Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game SyDe versus TGW, this game taking place here on Shallow Grave 1.5. Here we have SyDe spawning as the purple human on the top left hand side of the map, meanwhile TGW on the other side as the red night elf. Game already getting underway, gonna go ahead and hit the 4x speed. Seems like everything is just of the normal variety right now. Altar of Kings followed by Barracks, meanwhile Altar of Elders followed by that Ancient of War. It will be a Demon Hunter going up against an Archmage. No real surprises on the heroes, as Demon Hunter has become more popular as of late with that immolation for that early creeping. Transitioning into Mana Burn, always very effective as well, as that Archer, well, tricks the computer into getting a lightning shield and then allowing that archer to deal significantly more damage to this creep camp, and the demon hunter will clear things out there, pick up that ring of protection +4, and then move on his merry way. Meanwhile, water elemental gets well killed by the creep there, so a little bit of a lucky break for SyDe, as well SyDe changing things up here. Just, always interesting to see, I gotta say, to see players play different races than they normally play. Always interesting to see how other players will approach a particular race. Hello, Demon Hunter now making its way, coming back out across the field here. We're looking at a couple of peasants down, and Demon Hunter wants to place down a Mana Burn, and now we see Immolation as well. Alright, so Immolation chosen, and also Evasion. No chance of a Mana Burn, but what we need to see first is whether or not a miss will actually show up. No dodging has actually happened yet, so it doesn't, I don't believe SyDe actually knows. There, finally a miss pops up, and now, well, SyDe knows that there is not actually evasion getting teched. Well, Wisp gonna get taken down, no detonation there, as we see the scout tower now waiting to be upgraded. Back off to the north, we gotta be very careful with a Demon Hunter and Immolation. You can't, well, surround it with a bunch of militia hoping to clear it out, as we are looking at no tech to tier 2 by either side. Alright, I'm actually a bit surprised by this. No tech to tier 2. Demon Hunter now, amongst all these units, takes down a footman, and now gonna try to sit amongst all of these peasants here, racking up large amounts of damage. Demon Hunter now gonna back away. He's toggled that immolation off. We are looking at a Tree of Life now placed down here as well, so that is where the expansion is coming from TGW. On the top left hand side, we're still looking at, well, Town Hall cranking out those peasants. Not quite enough lumber by SyDe, as you saw them, all of those peasants not able to speed build this town hall for a little bit, as lumber was running a bit low. Back off to the north now, it looks like there are quite a few. May actually want to finish off this wall position here. Placing down a farm here would protect these peasants from this Demon Hunter who, well, right now has two ways in and out for easy access. Archmage looking to clear out this 5-3-2 creep camp now. 5-3-2 creep camp will not give this Archmage level 3. Should get it a bit closer, maybe about 2 and 80%, as we see the Forest Troll and the Ogre Warrior now getting cleaned up. Right, Ring of Protection +4 has been picked up, as well as, well, the Archmage very well protected, and now looking to see what type of healing it can be done. We can see that a farm was actually placed down right here. Not exactly the positioning that I thought, as the Demon Hunter gonna try and test the waters. There is still no Arcane Vault anywhere by SyDe, and, well, without an Arcane Vault, those footmen are going to be low on hit points. Large number of archers still wandering around here. Ancient of War tanking that damage. Demon Hunter is going to be in position as well, using that immolation to, well, rack up damage against all of these units. Whenever you can get more than two units taking that damage from your immolation, you know that it's going to be very, very effective, as, well, we're looking at The Demon Hunter looking to clear things up. He should toggle this off here after the Forest Troll Trapper is done. Now going to look to finish off this Forest Troll Trapper here as an ensnare goes down onto a footman. All right, that may be a little bit of an unlucky break for a side. There's a Dust of Appearance as well. The archers are not going to be able to shadow meld as the footman low on hit points trying to run away from that Demon Hunter. Meanwhile, Tree of Life is just wondering what is going on at its feet. A major battle here as the footmen are trying to retreat back again. Tech to tier 2 has begun. Arcane Vault is now done. So Archmage could easily retreat back here, but may want to try and get to level 3 first. Obviously, going to be a little bit shy, even if it did finish off that Wisp, as we see a deny right there by side. New Water Elemental being placed down. Archers are going to be able to drink from those Moonwells. Yes, it is now within range, but the Archer doesn't want to stand nearby and just constantly drain these Moonwells, as you want those Moonwells later on as well. Dark Ranger, a second hero, already out here on the battlefield by TGW, and well, TGW could easily start creeping with those archers that were out and about, and perhaps from there start building up a skeletal minion army and level up quickly. This is going to be a bit of a hidden strategy, most likely. I'm going after the Murloc Tide runner first, and then moving on to all of these other units as well. Yeah, going straight after the units with the right armor. That is exactly what I wanted to see. Make sure that the archers are going after these the heavy armored units first, and then allowing the skeletal minions to, well, deal significantly more damage once it is back to normal armor here. Archmages still running around, putting in little bits of pressure and poking at the Ancients of Lore here. Demon Hunter now sits at level 3, has level 2 Immolation, has not even gone for mana burn, as the archers are trying to lie in wait as well. A couple of skeletal minions are down here on the battlefield. Archmage may notice them, and if he notices that there are so many lesser dark minions, he should know that a Dark Ranger is that second hero. Difficult to tell what that dark minion is until you click on it. Clicking on it should reveal, wait, that isn't from a Book of the Dead. That is in fact from the Dark Ranger's Black Arrow ability. Now, Demon Hunter able to shoo away that Water Elemental. Dark Ranger now sitting at level 2. Is it going to get silenced as that second ability? It will, as more skeletal minions are still getting popped out onto the battlefield. Ring of Superiority will be added in here. Meanwhile, Archmage is still fighting by his lonesome self with a Mountain King finally being trained up back at home. Demon Hunter going to come back around, say, surprise, standing next to me can be hazardous to your health. Do you want to do it? And it looks as though those footmen are just trying to get away. Large amounts of damage, down to 129 hit points. Demon Hunter with those boots of speed, trying to as well catch up and slice and dice it down. 1 or 2 more shots should do it. The Demon Hunter just needs to close in on that gap, and it looks as though, wow, because Immolation was turned off, didn't get that last hit, or needed 1 more additional hit. Dark Ranger still building up some more skeletal minions, right, allowing them to tank that damage. Ancient of War actually suffering quite a bit of damage here, needs to back away with no easy trees to try and replenish his hit points. Dark Ranger now at level 3, healing wards and a Tome of Strength. Nice items there, as the Demon Hunter is still giving chase, and without mana burn, unable to disrupt that healing salve that is on that Archmage. Archmage pretty much back up to full hit points, but like anyone who's on the receiving end of a Demon Hunter's glaives, his hit points fell back to earth pretty quickly. Now, Dark Ranger has been managing her mana extremely well, making sure to build a Dark Minions while not just leaving it toggled on. Nicely done there. Meanwhile, Water Elemental could easily get destroyed out here, giving a little bit more experience again to both the Demon Hunter and Dark Ranger, who are a bit further away. A lot of action going off in different parts of the map here. You can see Archmage now is invisible. Mountain King has been trained up. He's been creeping by himself. Demon Hunter trying to put pressure onto the Archmage, while the Dark Ranger is out on the battlefield, just continually to heavily level up. Already sitting at 3.7, may get up to, maybe able to get close to 4, if not 4 right there. Could be just a bit shy, but anytime that damage, it gets it, and also grabs Vampiric Aura too. Archmage tries to drop a water elemental and then realizes, wait a second, this spot may not be a good spot to be in. Goblin Zeppelin unable to pick up the archer as the Mountain King able to storm bolt it down. Still a large number of dark minions here as the Mountain King may try and get on a storm bolt on a couple of units. Archers are getting picked up here. Dryads are showing up. A quick abolish magic off of the water elemental as we're seeing the Dark Ranger getting taken down there. All right, was that a Staff of Preservation? Yeah, trying to save an archer. There goes an archer, however, on the wrong end of a storm bolt as we see the Mountain King also coming across with Thunderclap. All right, there goes another archer again. Slow poison there. Demon Hunter looking to finish off more units. That footman may end up getting taken down as we are getting aggroed by the creeps. Overlord denies that bit of experience again. Coming back through, Mountain King trying to run away. Slow poison could cause problems as we're looking at more damage getting well piled up onto that Mountain King. He does have a Scroll of Town Portal, so it shouldn't be that poor as we see the water elemental just turn into, well, the experience bar of that Dark Ranger as Abolish Magic was able to easily take that down. All right, Mountain King back at home. Paladin out here on the battlefield, actually trapped inside his own home as well. Well, sometimes you just need to bust down the farm in order to leave your castle, so to speak. Well, trying to make a metaphor out of something right there, a little bit difficult. So can't blame a dad for trying. Coming back through, Wand of Mana Stealing dropped here. We could look at the Dark Ranger trying to pick that up. Ring of Superiority, not necessarily the best item. Yeah, gonna go ahead and swap that there. +1 to every single stat versus the Demon Hunter being able to steal mana and perhaps keep that immolation going. Or is he just gonna sell it? Yep, he just decides to sell it. Goes for Tome of Retraining. Gonna go for Mana Burn. Picks up a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as well. Wand of Mana Stealing is significantly more expensive than that Ring of Superiority. And that Ring of Superiority is still there. Has not been destroyed. Perhaps a third hero if we are at Tree of Eternity, but no signs of that just quite yet. All right, back to the bottom left here. Demon Hunter clearing, going after the Forest Troll, High Priest, and all of these units here. Druids of the Claw do have mastery training. Not quite sure why they're not actually in bear form. They should be in bear form when engaging. Otherwise, they're just suffering a lot more hit point damage. What is this? A Cloak of Flames now. A beautiful item there. Ring of Protection +4 quickly dropped as units are going to try and back away. You saw the Ring of Protection +4 purposely destroyed so that the Mountain King could not pick it up. I've said this before, sometimes one of the best reasons to have a third hero is just those 6 additional item slots. If you can get well, Scrolls of Healing and other Staff of Sanctuaries, other item slots, and share them around, it becomes very, very useful and boosts the entire army overall, even with just, say, a level 1 or level 2 Paladin. All right. Accessorizing really makes a big difference here. We're looking at the Siege Engine coming back around, quite a bit of damage as the Dryads are trying to get in front and perhaps, well, get in front and get us 4 units surround going on these units. That seems to be the case. Well, yeah, Siege Engine unable to roll over that Dryad there, ends up getting surrounded and easily taken out as a quick roar as well. Coming back on the other side, Knights have now shown up onto the battlefield. 2 upgraded Knights. Spellbreakers are here in addition as a Scroll of Town Portal now bringing it all the way back. All right, I believe that Moonwell was taken down, but remember, there is a vampiric aura from this Dark Ranger. What would be interesting now is if a Keeper of the Grove was brought out onto the battlefield, and with the Keeper of the Grove, you can actually throw in Thorn's aura as well. Healing aura making a big difference for all of this melee exchange, and we could have one more healing aura down by the Dark Ranger. Yes, there you are, Staff of Preservation. Also on a Druid of the Claw who was low on hit points. We see that healing ward and now getting taken down as the Druids of the Claw, well, blinking back, pretty much like from StarCraft 2's Stalkers, just being able to head from the front line to the back line and protect themselves from fatal damage. However, SyDe does still have that supply advantage, 79 supply compared to 63. We'll see how TGW responds. Wish that Siege Engines have little tanks in Red Alert can run over a unit. Well, I think more people would be complaining about siege engines if siege engines could run over units. Alright, trying to do a last blow to that Ancient of War. Does get the shot off, but not going to really amount to much there. Meanwhile, bottom left-hand side of the map, couple of guard towers already in position here. The Cloak of Flames on that Demon Hunter quickly sold, and now picking up a Scroll of Town Portal and a Scroll of Healing as the Dark Ranger makes her way to the top right as well. We could have another double level up here. Demon Hunter could get to level 5, and with level 5 on the Demon Hunter and the Dark Ranger, level 3 mana burn will be on the table, as we're looking at a couple of Druids of the Claw, well, suffering quite a bit of damage in that frontline form while still in Druid form again. Alright, Fairy Dragons going up against Flying Machines. It looks as though the Flying Machine is going to win out on this battle, as the armor types, well, do come into play significantly. Heavy armor versus light armor, additional armor from piercing. WarCraft 3 logic and armor here. Put on this armor. Okay, what is it going to do? Well, it's going to protect you from some things, but you're going to take damage from most other things now. Wait, what? Anyways, coming back through here, well, Druids of the Claw actually doing a little bit of a dance back and forth. Not all of them being able to engage, but same thing is true of a couple of Knights in that background as well. Fairy Dragons, Mana Flare causing quite a few problems for the frontline heroes as we see some Staff of Preservation and now a Scroll of Town Portal to try and retreat back out. Alright, Dark Ranger unable to finish off that last low hit point Knight here. A number of low hit point units and now a quick Scroll of Regeneration to keep all of the units alive again. Priests are definitely gonna be needed. Double Staff of Sanctuary, and this is one of the reasons why Staff of Sanctuary is so powerful. It is still useful outside of combat when you know that you have a very low hit point Knight who has taken a large amount of damage, and a simple Scroll of Regeneration is not going to be enough to get those units back ready for battle. Alright. Flying Machine has scouted out the top right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, bottom left, well, Chimeras joining in on the battlefield. They're going to be effective against those Knights, but there are Flying Machines out to challenge them out of the skies as well. Well, anytime, however, you have 130 point magic damage against towers and things like that, that could be a difference. Look at that, how much damage that was done right there, even with 5 armor, as well. The battle getting set up. All right, I think, do we have a Goblin Shredder somewhere? Yeah, Goblin Shredder off over here should probably return closer to home. The Goblin Shredder is actually walking a bit far to try and gather lumber back out there at the expo. We are looking at 3 bases still for Side, and with Side on 3 bases and the main bases only having 2 minutes of mining left, this is going to be a very big deal. Now, because Side holds this 3rd base, he knows that the fight has to be brought to him, and he's going to be able to fight in this defensive posture. These 3 guard towers, very fast piercing damage, does deal large amounts of damage, and I don't believe we have the siege damage for that additional bonus range to try and take down these guard towers as of yet. Demon Hunter does have Orb of Venom, has the way to attack these units, and here we go. Dryads, however, not in the action, and that is what 12 supply, not ready, and this is going to be a bad start to the fight here by TGW. Side also has a bit of a supply lead, a mana burn, and no more thunderclaps or anything of that nature there, as both sides fighting their way through. A couple of mana flares getting applied to the Sorceress Seer as the Flying Machines have pretty much cleaned up everything on the ground. Mountain King down to 100 hit points. He's going to get silenced and get taken down. There's a mana burn to trying to finish things off. Demon Hunter has a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, still going after other heroes. Dark Ranger trying to retreat back out. There's a mana burn onto the Archmage, as we're still seeing some Holy Light here. Some low hit point Druids of the Claw could get taken down, and what are we going to happen there? There's a Staff of Preservation as both sides fighting their way through. There's another Staff of Preservation. Demon Hunter perhaps could teleport back into the battle, as he does have that Staff of Teleportation, but I don't see anything yet as more Knights are pushing out onto the battlefield here. Alright, Flying Machines pretty much owning the air and taking care of the Chimera before the Chimera could deal that much damage. Low hit point Druid of the Claw not going to be able to make it back as the Paladin gets to level 3. Mountain King still out of action. We're going to be looking at a Staff of Sanctuary, saving that Knight in that frontline spot. Demon Hunter showing up to the party, trying to save up some of his own units. And with the reappearance of the Demon Hunter, can we see the Paladin fall? No, we are not. That level up making a difference. 2 additional strength points for that Paladin gave him 50 hit points and a little bit of regeneration, with him escaping at 54 hit points overall. 96 supply compared to 72. SyDe needs a way to close out this game. He does have the economic he does have the economic advantage right now, but this base is going to be lost, so he's going to be mining 8 gold a second compared to his opponent's 7, even though he's mining up on 1 additional base. That's taxes for you in WarCraft 3. Coming back around, oh, that Chimera wasn't taken down, was actually able to be teleported back here. We're going to see a couple of rejuvenations as, well, mana management on Druids of the Claw, always a difficult endeavor. You want them to be in that bear form to deal damage, but while in Druid form, that's when they really are able to build up their mana just a bit more. All right. 3-1 upgrades also for the Chimeras and the Bears, and Dryads going up against 3-3 upgrades for these Knights and their Spellbreakers. Fly Machines only actually they have 1-3 upgrades as they share the armor plating as a mechanical unit, even though they're flying. All right, coming back through, going to try and back away. Mortar teams are now in the mix as well. Those lobbing damage against those Dryads going to be very heavy, but then again, they do move slowly, so that could cause problems here as the Chimera should be blasting away, going after some of those units. All right, a quick thunderclap across multiple bears as we see a mana burn trying to shut it down, those units early on. Dark Ranger is, well, trying to lob in arrows and attacks as well. The black arrows are not going to be nearly as effective. Trying to go after those sorceresses in the back line could actually be a good call, but no, instead, the Dark Ranger seems to be moving around a bit more than I would have expected. Mountain King trying to push across here. There's another mana burn. Demon Hunter shutting down multiple heroes as the Dark Ranger is perhaps trying to go after some of these other units again. Low hit point Knight able to escape away down to 3 hit points. All right, just finish one off there. It gets up to level 6. It could go into Metamorphosis and try and fight their way through. There's another mana burn. Staff of Preservation. He's going to be teleported back and then perhaps rejoining on the fight as Ancients of War are pushing across as well. Dark Ranger, not that many dark minions here as we are looking at Staff of Teleportation on a Demon Hunter who's back in the action with full hit points, full mana, and now going after that Knight again. Knight is now going to get taken down. There's another mana burn there, and I think he's going to go into, yes, Metamorphosis once he is inside the base here. All right, a little bit of chaos damage getting spread around, trying to finish off those units. Are we going to see another couple of attacks? No, we are not. All of those units are going to be able to retreat back. Mountain King going to get taken down here as he was Staff of Sanctuary, but, well, isn't quite a safe place any longer. Coming back down to the south side here, Dark Ranger does also have Possession or Charm, and with the dual level 6 hero level up, suddenly this game feels completely different. Now, why weren't Knights being charmed? That is the question. Black arrows should no longer be used as mana is much more important on this Dark Ranger than before. 2 very powerful ultimate abilities, one with a very, very fast cooldown as well. All right, couple of units getting cleaned up here. Demon Hunter trying to retreat all the way back. Bears are coming back around as well. Demon Hunter, well, does have a little bit of vampiric aura, so able to regenerate some hit points here as, well, a Druid of the Claw going to get taken down. And the second Druid of the Claw is going to get taken down as well, but the heroes are still sitting at level 4 and level 3. A big hero level advantage difference as another water elemental pools into nothing. The Dryads being able to shut those things down earlier made a big difference, but now what is going to unfold here as the Scroll of Town Portal needed in order to get away. Dark Ranger also trying to back away as well, able to teleport back home. Meanwhile, Ancient of War attempting to, well, take down a Paladin. I don't think I've ever seen this here. When Ancients of War are coming knocking, this Paladin may actually get taken down by Ancients of War at the staff, from a Staff of Sanctuary. And yes, that did actually happen. 2 Ancients of War able to kill that paladin there. Meanwhile, on the top right-hand side of the map, we are looking at full saturation on that gold mine. So TGW has the definitive hero level advantage and has maintained economic, well, economic balance. Night Elf does not get the experience, no. Because it is a building who gets the kill, Night Elf does not get the experience from the killing of that level 3 Paladin. Coming back through, Rune Bracers, that's going to get picked up by the Dark Ranger, be able to absorb a little bit more of that Storm Bolt and Thunderclap damage. Chimera still up in the air, perhaps needs to get a rejuvenation as well. Rune Bracer is going to get picked up by the Demon Hunter, and now he's going to be stronger against all of that magic damage coming in from, or that spell damage coming across from the Mountain King. Now, we have a little bit of a different story. 2 mining bases for TGW, hero level advantage for TGW, and, well, balance in terms of army sizes. Overall supply actually better for TGW as he's at 68 compared to 61. Both sides getting ready to fight their way through. Knights are fully upgraded. We still only see level 1 armor upgrades for these these units off over here. But remember, there is also Roar as well, which gives a 25% damage bonus on top of everything. Both sides fighting. Dryads don't get that Roar, obviously. Paladin back out here on the battlefield. There's a quick silence as well, as the Dark Ranger should really be trying to... I don't see any red knights out here. Nope, there's a red knight out here on the battlefield. And there is, well, more damage adding in. Mortar teams could try and go after the Dryads here. Going to do a lot of splash damage once more, trying to splash down those units. Another Water Elemental just pretty much getting, dispelled into a puddle as the Metamorphosis Demon Hunter transformation signals the GG. SyDe unable to overcome TGW's hero level advantage. The Dryads constantly abolishing magic on those water elementals. I think that's what gave a little bit of that experience boost, getting them to level 5 faster. Once at level 5, the Demon Hunter and the Dark Ranger purposely engaged against the army and didn't allow SyDe to continue to creep to level up. With that, they were able to hit level 6 first, and that was a dramatic shift. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.